Hey guys, Taylor here at Species Canine, and today we're going to be talking about leash handling. So this method of leash handling is called Leash Ninja. It was developed by Mike DeBruzzo, who is the founder of Foundation Style Dog Training. And the reason that we use this method is twofold. Number one, it keeps everybody safe. If you're in a situation where your dog might be a little bit out of control, this allows you to gain control safely. The second reason that we use this method is because it allows gentle handling. A lot of times you see people with leashes attached to training collars out and about, and they're yanking and they're cranking, doing a lot of harsh stuff. With our method, we avoid a lot of the bad side effects you get from doing stuff like that because we're just using gentle leash pumps, okay? So this method, it involves leash locks, leash slides, and leash pumps, okay? So to start out, anytime you hold a leash, you're going to take your thumb, put it in the handle of the leash, let it lay across your palm, get about half the leash, and bring it into your hand. Just like that, nice and easy. So your thumb goes in the handle, get about half of it, put it in your palm. Just like that. That's your starting position. Every time you hold a leash, you start doing it like that. Now, if I want to let out some slack, okay, I literally just let it slide through my hands, okay? If I want to bring in some slack, I bring my free hand and I just bring it in hand over hand like that. It's designed to be smooth, okay? So let out some slack, bring in some slack. Nice and easy like that, okay? You're going to want to use a 6-foot lead for this in general. Leather leashes are really nice. They don't tear up your hands, but nylon leashes will also work. So we're going to talk about leash locks first, okay? So start in your starting position. The leash lock is designed for you to anchor the leash in your hand so you have a lot more control. So what you're going to do is you're going to take these bottom 3 fingers, okay? So it's your middle finger, your index finger, and your pinky finger. And you're going to put them on top of the leash, just like that. Okay, so we went from here to here. It should look like you have a ring on your pointer finger, and that's your leash lock, okay? And the reason that we do a leash lock is because if my dog really wants to go for something, I don't have as much control if I'm just relying on my own grip, right? Whereas if I have the leash locked, I have a lot more control because that force is more dispersed. The leash is anchored, okay? So that's how we're gonna do our leash lock. Now, leash slides are very important because they're what allow you to correct smoothly as well as gain that control that we were talking about, okay? So a leash slide is exactly what it sounds like. It's when your free hand is sliding along the leash with either your palm down or your palm up. And which way your palm is facing is dependent on the scenario, okay? So let's say in this situation here, Bowie's in a down and she decides to break, okay? And I wanna go and administer a correction with my leash pumps. I would have my palm down because I'm correcting downwards, okay? And this is a lot smoother than if I were to try and grab the leash down here or squat or whatever, right? So your free hand goes on your leash hand, and then you slide along the leash, just like that. Real simple. Hand on leash hand, slide along the leash. Why do we start by putting our free hand on our leash hand? Well, I always know where my leash hand is. This hand is connected to me, you see, so I always know where it is. This way, I don't have to look at the leash to be able to slide my free hand along it, okay? If I was just trying to fish for it, I'm wasting time. I know where this hand is, so just slide along it. That's really useful if you're in a situation where, for example, maybe there's an off-leash dog or an off-leash human, and you gotta kind of have some situational awareness, and you don't want to be worrying too much about finding your leash. So this will make you fast, it'll make you smooth, and it'll make everybody a lot safer. Now the other action, let's say it's the opposite. Let's say Bowie's in a sit, and she decides to break it, okay? I would be correcting upwards, right? So my palm would be upwards. Same concept, put your free hand under your leash hand and slide along the leash. And then you can go into doing leash pumps, which we'll talk about in a second. Now the other reason that sliding upwards can be super, super helpful and important is when a dog is going to come back up the leash at you. If you're ever in a scenario where a dog is going to come back up the leash at you, the safest thing you can do with your leash is to take your hand, do that leash slide we just talked about, and get your hand as high up as possible, okay? With most people and most dogs, this will prevent the dog from being able to reach you, okay? Now, if you are short and the dog is particularly big, of course, they will have more reach, and that might not be the best scenario, but I've been in many situations where doing that prevented me from getting a love bite, okay? So those are leash slides. Now finally, we're going to talk about leash pumps. When we go into second phase and we start doing leash corrections, the dog will be wearing some sort of training collar, usually a star mark collar, and we're going to be introducing leash pumps. Leash pumps are exactly what they sound like. They are a series of rapid pumps delivered via the fingers that the dog feels along the leash, okay? So if we were in our leash lock that we just talked about, right? You got your ring across your pointer finger. We would deliver leash pumps by literally just taking the 3 fingers that are on top of the leash and literally just pumping them. This is coming from the knuckles. It's not coming from the wrist. It's not coming from the elbow, and it's not coming from the shoulder. You're not, whipping. You're not chopping. It's just a leash pump, okay? Now it's important to remember the dog is not going to feel these leash pumps unless the leash is taut, T-A-U-T, taut. Okay, so in order for the dog to feel the leash pumps along the leash has to be sufficiently tight so that it feels the movement along the leash. So that's how you do leash pumps via the finger lock. You can also do leash pumps without a finger lock. So same scenario that I was talking about with slides. Just slide my hand along and I can pump down just like that. And I can slide up and pump up just like that. It's very gentle, rapid. It's designed to be annoying. I always think about, if you ever watch Patrick Mahomes, the Kansas City Chiefs quarterback, whenever he's waiting for the call to come in, he always goes like that, right? He's doing a perfect example of the motion for leash pumps. It's coming from the knuckles. It's not coming from anywhere else in the arm. And so that is how you learn the basics of Leash Ninja. Make sure you practice it. Make sure you get smooth with it, fast with it. It's going to make you a better handler. It's going to make your dog safer, and it's going to make everything a lot easier. Thanks.